Now, they got you to drop your guard. They got you using the New King James. Now they're going to transition you, the bait and switch. I'm going to show you the power of the real Bible versus the fake Bibles. Watch this. I'm going to show you from my more than 300-year-old Bible a passage out of Zechariah, a passage out of Zechariah, and what it says. I'm going to show you from my King James Bible today that it says the exact same thing. Over 300 years later, said the exact same thing. Then I'm going to show you from the New King James 1982 edition, the very same verse. And then the 2013 edition of the New King James. And we're going to see whether or not things have stayed the same or were they changed. Zechariah 13 verse 6. We will put it on the screen so you can see. The more than 300-year-old Bible says, "And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in thine hands? Then he shall answer, These with which I was wounded in the house of my friends." So the wounds are in the hands, right? A prophecy of Christ. Here is my King James Bible today. Put that on the screen. It's highlighted for you. Zechariah 13:6, "And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in thine hands? Then he shall answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends." So 300 or so years later, my King James Bible is still saying the same thing, word for word. Let's take out the New King James. 1982 edition, New King James. Zechariah 13:6, it says, "And someone will say to him, What are those wounds in your hands? Then he will answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends." So that's what it says in the 1982 edition. Let's see if it says the same thing in the 2013 edition of the New King James. "And one will say to him, What are those wounds between your arms? Then he will answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends." Does the 1982 edition say wounds are between the arms? It says someone will say to him, What are these wounds in your hands? 82 edition. 2013 edition. What are these wounds between your arms? Well, guess what? It still says New King James in the front. It still says it's a New King James in the front. But the text on the inside was changed.